Hi, my name is Shirley Baez. I'm currently the senior enlisted instructor at the Enlisted Academy here at JSOU. Before coming to JSOU, I had completed a 20-year career in the military where I was a logistician for the first 8 years, and then the rest of my career I was in civil affairs. Towards the latter end of my career, I was an instructor at SWIC in Fort Bragg, and I noticed that I really love providing the wisdom and teaching the new generation of soldiers. And so I developed a very intense passion for it, and I wanted to find something similar once I retired from the military. Retiring is not an easy thing because you're definitely trying to find yourself and trying to find what it is that you love. I was always a lifelong learner, and because of that, I also wanted to render that to students in whatever platform or capacity. And so I came across an opportunity at JSOU where they had an opening as an academic instructor, and I went ahead and took the leap, and here I am. And getting ready now to instruct at SEP 3 for the Enlisted Academy, and I'm very excited to do that because now I'm going back to what it is that I love, and that's teaching others, teaching the new generation of leaders. It was kind of an interesting journey, the way I came across writing a book. I've always been a creative, so I love creating things. I've always been into art, and I've always journaled. I always wrote poems, my thoughts and feelings. And so as I was going through my transition, I was being very successful at it because I was very intentional about going through it. And so one of my mentors one day when we talked, he's like, "Shirley, why don't you write a book on transition? Because you've had such a great trajectory." And I was like, I never thought about it. I'm like, wow, that is an interesting idea because I can kind of just provide my experience to others so they can be successful. And so thinking about it and pondering, I came across wanting to help women. That is something that I always felt passionate about, but I didn't know what vehicle I was going to utilize to render that. And so I wanted to write a book that had to do with women and leadership. And so one day as I was reflecting, I was thinking, why don't I write a book about women taking their powers back, women that are scaling the ranks, but not necessarily have the confidence or have the self-limitations. And so I started going through another mentor who helped me how to write a book. And so that's kind of how I came about writing the book, by learning the different phases of writing a book and then putting my thoughts and my wisdom and my experience to a leadership book that would help women along. I actually went ahead, took the challenge of writing a book, and I completed it, and the end result was my book called Lead Your Ship, Unlock Your True Self and Captain Your Ship Like a Boss. And it's leadership, but it's more self-leadership, self-awareness, finding yourself, finding your powers, and rendering that, knowing that life happens for you, right? Not to you. And so you're taking your powers back and executing leadership skills in your professional life and your personal life. And so I was also very lucky to have Barnes & Noble display a couple of my copies as a local author here in Tampa for Barnes & Noble here in Tampa. And so it's been great. The response has been very, very great with this book. And then this book also led me to other opportunities in writing another book called The Powerful Female Immigrants Who Inspire Greatness. And this was because I am part of a female entrepreneurship group that wanted to collaborate specifically with immigrant women that come to the United States, and they go through their struggles and work, so they work hard to make a better life for themselves. And so they brought me into the group and we collaborated. It was 24 of us, 24 stories, empowering other women that come to this country to do better and to see that everything is possible. And it's an Amazon bestseller as well, so I'm very proud of that. The key things that have happened in my life, things that I've been exposed after writing my book, is the amount of people that needed to hear my story, that needed that to propel themselves to do other things and to take leaps of faith in their lives and to inspire them to be great. And so sometimes when you don't know how much your story is going to impact others, when they come and provide you feedback as to how that book or whatever it is you've done have helped them. So that inspired me to want to write more so that I can impact others in their lives. Again, I want to keep writing. I want to keep telling my story. I want to keep inspiring others. And so I'm on board for actually the next series, Volume 3, for the Powerful Female Immigrant. And because I also love real estate and I love investing in alternative assets, I was also invited to write a chapter on the next book that's launching in August 1st, called Real Women in Real Estate. And so I'm looking forward to also inspiring women that are in an industry that's heavily male dominated, so they can also break through as real estate investment leaders. I want to help the future leaders. I want to first inspire them. I want to just let them know how important self-leadership is in order for them to keep leading their units, their organizations. I want to provide them, and nourish their minds with just concepts and frameworks that they can take with them to their organizations so they can also influence and impact their organization and institutions. And so I'm so happy to be here and be able to render my own experiences so that I can help others be better. We live in a world that's ever changing. Things have changed from when I came into the service to now, as we see, global competitors, global competition. And so we need to be very intentional about staying abreast with the changes and the things that are coming along, so that we can better help in United States objectives. So for me, it's very important for you to always be a lifelong learner. You never stop learning in this life because you need to keep growing with the times. And so it's very important for you to be a learner so that you can also influence and be an effective leader to your soldiers and to the organization.